Hi there, welcome back to Resin by Drew. Today, sorry, I'm trying to give you my normal wave. Today my video is slightly different to normal. I do really apologise, but someone asked me a few weeks ago if you could see a video of my craft room setup, and we'd had building works going on for months, and obviously it's had an impact on everything. So since the building works have stopped, I've just had a tidy up of both my craft rooms. I do have two, so I thought now might be a good time to show you what goes on and how I've got everything arranged. So basically in my life I have three crafts. I love dressmaking, in particular children's clothes like this little girl's dress here. That's one of my main passions. My second passion is paper crafting, and I absolutely love paper crafting. The room I'll show you next is my paper crafting room. So as I say, I'm fortunate to have two rooms. And then in my sewing room, which is where we are now, this is where the resin goes on. So I have, if you can see, I have two tables set up. This one and this one. Now this one with the lights between is where I am when I'm doing my filming. I've got fabric up above and all around on the shelves everywhere. I've got my windows for ventilation. As you can see, I'm absolutely full of fabrics. Got them absolutely everywhere. Ribbons, laces, all sorts of things. I've got my sewing machines. I've got regular sewing machines. I've got overlock machines, cover stitch machines. I've got industrial machines, you name it, and I've got a machine for it. So that's my sewing room, and I've got underneath my sewing tables, I've got storage, so I've got all my resin stored underneath on two of these shelves. I do apologise if I'm moving too fast, but I've never done a video like this before, so I'm not sure what speed to move or really what I'm doing, so I'm just doing my best. So I hope it turns out okay. So I've got all my resin and my jesmonite stored underneath my craft tables. My moulds are stored in another room, which we won't see because that, in all fairness, is a third room that I've taken over, and that still needs a good sort out. So yeah, so basically this is where all my resin takes place, in this area just here. Those two big black things that you can see there are my lights that I use when I'm filming. Yeah, that's basically where my resin takes place, and the rest of the room is taken up by sewing, which has taken a back seat at the moment to resin. So I'm going to show you my other room, and you can have a look at that one. So I'm just going to put you on pause for a minute while I go to the next room, and then I'll bring you back. So this is a slightly smaller room. Again, I've got my window for ventilation. Now don't ask me why, but this is where I tend to do most of my resin stirring. I've got all my resin pots there. This is where I store all my pigments. I've got my pigments pastes there. I've got all my alcohol inks stored. I love these shoe rack holders. I've got all my alcohol inks stored there. I've got the mica powders on the back of the door. And then I've got washi tapes and everything to put into mica stored on the cupboards at this side. I've got shells and dried flowers on the floor in the storage containers down there. I've got my flakes, my silver and gold flakes, and then I've got my glitters up there. The rest of the room is taken up by paper. And in the cupboards is all paper and card as well. And I've got on my desk over here, this is where I've got a lot of my silhouette tools, my silhouette cameo tools. I've got a brother cutting machine. I've got a couple of silhouettes actually, to be honest, silhouette and brother, but I prefer different ones for different things. I have my computer in here, so this is where I do all my editing and everything. Because I do most of my stirring and mixing in here, I've got my PPE equipment in here as well. So yeah, so that's it really. This is where everything happens. So I've got inks and everything to do with paper crafting, more paper crafting things up there. As I say, it's a very well lived in room. I don't think you'll find a craft room that is spotlessly tidy. I think if that happens, then it's someone that doesn't spend enough time crafting, and that's how I prefer to spend my time, in all honesty. I'd love to have one of those rooms that you see that looks absolutely spotless on every worktop, and everywhere seems to have a cupboard or a drawer, but I couldn't work like that. I'm like, when I'm cooking, I have all the pots and pans out, just the same as when I'm crafting, I have everything out together. And I do make a big old mess, which I do tidy up as soon as I finish, but I do like to make a big old mess. So yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick video just to show you my setup. I hope that helps, and I will be back with a regular video shortly. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now.